Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of GodSaw's Turnbuckle, the wrestling video podcast I run here on youtube.com/UC Campbell. Still have that name, still haven't changed it. Hopefully we change it at some point in time to kind of represent more of what this is. But this episode of GodSaw's Turnbuckle is going to focus around WWE Smackdown Live on October the 10th, 2017. And to be honest with you, I thought this was a pretty good show for the most part, with maybe the exception of a few other things. And there was one little nod to some of the matches and everything, that they were just kind of random in there for the most part, with the exception, of course, the AJ Styles Baron Corbin main event. But I felt like certain other aspects to the show did supersede that aspect of the just kind of feeling like, here's a match, here's this, here's that. So they start off the show with the Usos coming out, cutting a promo on the New Day, calling them out. Of course, New Day comes out. This is pretty much a respect promo throughout the entire aspect of it. They were basically saying that, the Usos were saying, like, we are the tag division. We make it hard to follow us. Everything in that sense to with the New Day, and it came off as a very good promo. This does eventually bring out all of the tag teams. The Hype Bros start talking almost as if they're a heelish style team to go along with it. But everybody eventually starts coming out. You had Breezango come out. You had, I don't know why I'm stumbling over everything. You had Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable come out, and you had the Ascension come out as well. Everybody kind of just setting up everything in the terms of talking. You also have, like, the Usos kind of running down each tag team about how they should be in the back of the line. I like how they also go up as, come up to Breezango, and it's like, and the New Day just chimes in real quick. It's like, Breezango's cool. And it's like, yeah, we kind of like the Fashion Files too. Some good stuff in there, some good serious points, some good comical shtick to go along with it. This eventually brings out Daniel Bryan to basically tell New Day and Usos to get out of the ring, that we were going to have a fatal four-way match to determine the new #1 contenders to the tag team titles. He seemed very forceful in this one too. It was kind of interesting that that he came off looking that way, or came off that way in any way, shape, or form to go along with it. It was definitely a very interesting way about going about it. So this brings us to that fatal four-way, which I thought was good. It was a fast-paced match. It was a very good fatal four-way match in the tag division. You had Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable go over in the end. They are the new #1 contenders to the tag team titles, and yeah, you have, like I said, they've already put Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable up to that point in that sense of it. And I thought it was a relatively good match. Nothing super crazy to talk about in the terms of, like, different spots or anything in that sense. You just had a really good, fast-paced match with all four teams. It kind of coming down to a cluster at the end, where Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin ended up picking up the victory over Tyler Breeze at that point. At that point, because I think it was Benjamin and Tyler that were the legal people. At least what I think. I don't know if they actually kept to that or anything in that sense. But otherwise, very good match, very fast paced throughout the entire match. I do like Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable's finisher, which is that power bomb. The powerbomb, almost Doomsday Device style move that they do, where Chad Gable does a big clothesline off the top rope while Shelton Benjamin powerbombs the person. I do like it. I think it looks pretty cool in the terms of a move and everything in that sense for their tag team. Sorry, my throat has been very parched recently, so I'm taking water breaks a little bit more often as it's been going around recently. Up next, you had a backstage segment with Lana and Tamina and Carmella. They basically were running down why they should be women's champion, everything in that sense. And then they said they could only agree on one thing, is that Charlotte doesn't deserve to be champion ever. This brings Charlotte in. She immediately attacks Natalya, of course, saying that this is going to continue on this feud. And then Naomi and Becky Lynch just come in and start, a big brawl starts out with everybody inside of there, inside of the room. And yeah, that was it was there. It was definitely there. This is part of the show. It's kind of like a lot of this is just here to go along with it. Up next, stumbling over my words again. But up next was a Baron Corbin interview. Basically, he was talking about his match and how he was going to take the his match with AJ Styles tonight, and how he was going to take the U.S. title and shove it in all the people's faces that keep running him down. It's like, you squander opportunities. Where's your briefcase? Everything. And that's in that sense. I thought this was a pretty good interview. I really did. I thought they did a pretty good job with both interviews. With him and AJ Styles. AJ Styles had an interview a little bit later on the night talking about the triple threat, and then of course what he was going to do in a one-on-one situation with Baron Corbin. And I thought both of them, they did a pretty good job of getting over what they needed to do in this case, going into their match in the main event later on. So yeah, good couple of interviews there from them. This does lead into a match next with Becky Lynch and Carmella. This again was kind of there. This was kind of there. I'm not gonna lie to you. It just felt like it was kind of there. It was a good match. I thought it was a good match, a very entertaining match. Becky Lynch going over in the match as well. So they're going on this aspect of Carmella losing with the Money in the Bank briefcase. They do that with a lot of people. They do that with a lot of the Money in the Bank people. And over time, they do end up losing a little bit throughout the time that they hold it up until they cash in. But otherwise, good match. But again, it just kind of felt like it was there in that sense of everything. So this brings us actually to what I thought was a very, very good segment of the show. It was Kevin Owens coming out and kind of explaining his thoughts of everything that was going on through the Hell in a Cell. He said he felt like he was about to pass on. He felt his soul going away, but it's like, no, you need to go back down there. We're going to give you a guardian angel, and it's going to be Sami Zayn. And he brings out Sami Zayn to basically explain himself. Now, this is going to be that aspect of where were they going to go with it. Were they going to make Sami Zayn a full heel, or were they going to kind of make them this heel face type thing? A little bit of an in between. Like, he's helping out Kevin Owens. He's doing this and doing that, and you actually saw with his interest that he pretty much kept most of his interest. Though he kind of put a little bit of different emphasis behind everything. Like, it's like, yeah, it's like, I'm still Sami Zayn. He wasn't like the typical Sami Zayn with his normal stuff. And he gets on the mic and basically explains himself, saying, how he had been left in the dust, everything in this sense, while his counterpart Kevin Owens, he, like he said, he took on everything with the fans and putting them on his back, like taking their thoughts, their everything. And it's like, where did it lead him? He didn't say it was like it didn't lead him to nothing. It was kind of interesting that he used the aspect of, it's like, it led him to mediocrity. In that sense, which is kind of true. He talked about how he had a meeting with Shane, and how Shane says, like, you were being misused on Raw. We're going to use you right over here. Everything in that sense. And then he says, like, well, that was the last time I ever spoke to Shane about anything in any way, shape, or form. So it went on full heel turn with them, down to the point that both of them were hugging each other. Everything in that sense. They are best friends yet again. At least at this point in time. We'll see if this actually changes into something else to go along with it. Somewhere else down the line there, as my coaster came off of the actual thing there. But very good segment. I liked everything they did here with Sami Zayn and with Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn explaining himself, everything in this sense. I thought they did a really good job. So this brings us to yet another match, and another match that's kind of there. You have the pairing of Rusev and Aiden English, who got the jobber entrances, unfortunately, teaming up against Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. Huh? Okay. I mean, first of all, we didn't. First of all, and the things that we didn't really get on SmackDown this week. One, no Jinder Mahal. No him coming out and boasting how he beaten Shinsuke Nakamura at Hell in a Cell, everything in that sense, and you also got no Fashion Files. Now, granted, we did get Breezango in that Fatal 4-Way, but they were basically advertising a Pulp Fiction variation of the Fashion Files, which they did not air this week in any way, shape, or form. Now, as for this match with Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura going up against Rusev and Aiden English, first of all, teaming up Randy Orton and Shinsuke again, kind of weird based off the last time that they teamed up. Randy Orton decided to RKO Shinsuke Nakamura. I know they were going into a match the next week, but still kind of comes off as a little bit weird pairing, and just is like, here you go. Yeah, it did not really resonate all that well in the terms of why is this happening. It was a decent enough match. I thought it was a pretty good match. Orton and Nakamura going over with Nakamura hitting the Kinshasa. But again, it was just kind of like, it was there, and it didn't serve a purpose in the terms of the storylines. That's how I ended up feeling on that one. Like I said, all these matches have been at least good matches to watch. But the only two that was like, okay, why is this happening? Type thing. And that's like my only down point to it, is like, why is this happening? Has been that Becky Lynch, Carmella, and the tag team match with Randy Orton and Shinsuke going up against Rusev and Aiden English. It kind of like, why is this happening? So this brings us to a not a backstage vignette, but just a vignette in general. You had Rowan and Harper basically talking a lot of talking a lot about like how there's no moral fiber, the good are gonna go down, everything in that sense, and that they call themselves the Bludgeon Brothers now. Okay. I'll go with okay on that one. I want to see more. That's what I want to. That's what I want to go with. I want to see a little bit more. It came off a little bit awkward in that sense of everything, especially the fact that they still have Rowan with that mask from his time with the. Actually, it's a different style mask. He doesn't have a sheep style mask anymore. At least I don't think. And from his time in the Wyatt family, so it might be a little bit different now. On that sense, I want to see more. And I want to see where it actually ends up going, because guess what? Harper's going to be back on TV. Rowan's going to be back on TV. Both of these guys are actually pretty good in the ring. Harper is actually really good on the microphone too. So let's see where they go with this. I want to actually see where they go with this one. So this brings us to Bobby Roode coming out and cutting a promo on Sunday's match, saying that how it was a glorious win and everything, until Dolph Ziggler attacked him after the match. This does prompt Dolph Ziggler to come out doing what he did on Sunday as well. The music started and then it just cuts out and he comes out. He basically starts running down Bobby Roode. They start doing their thing. It seems like the promo started going a little bit weird, or somebody forgot something. It just felt like somebody lost their place in what they were trying to do out there. This does eventually lead to Ziggler prompting to want a rematch. Bobby Roode like, yeah, sure, we'll do a rematch. How about we do it now? Ziggler teases coming down to the ring, leaving like any typical heel, and then it sets up for next week to go along with it. Yeah, this is somebody lost their place here, I think. It was either Bobby Roode or Dolph Ziggler. It was hard to tell. I think it was Bobby Roode who lost his place. And it's like, I think it was during when Dolph Ziggler was wanting a rematch. He goes like, so the exact same thing would happen at The exact same thing that would happen again that happened at the pay-per-view, and it's like, and both of them were like, yeah, it got really weird at that point in time. And then Ziggler just comments like, you mean me dominating most of the match? Yeah, it was a weird promo in the end. I don't know where they were trying to go with this one, but it just came off as a little bit weird. So this brings us to AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin in the main event. This was good. This was a good match. I did enjoy this match, and they definitely kind of solidify that AJ Styles is kind of moving on from Baron Corbin, because they had Baron Corbin go over in this match, and he went over clean with the end of days at the end, in what was a rather enjoyable match to end out watching. It doesn't go off on an aspect it's like, oh, they're burying AJ Styles. Not really. That doesn't hurt AJ all that much, and it helps Baron Corbin because he gets a big win, because just over a year ago with AJ Styles coming in, he's pretty much solidified himself as a main event player, and probably needs to be going after the WWE title, and it gives Baron Corbin a big win in that sense, and it feels like maybe that the punishment is over for him or something in that sense. Some people were saying he's being punished over certain comments, that's why he lost Money in the Bank, everything in that sense, and yeah, that's time seems to be over with. And I thought this came off as a very enjoyable match. I did actually enjoy this match a lot. Baron Corbin going over, keeping the U.S. title, I think is a good way of going as well. It makes AJ Styles move on, hopefully, into the main event scene to go along with it, and it gives a big win to Baron Corbin. I thought it was a rather enjoyable match. I thought it was a good go. And SmackDown as a whole, like I said, I did actually rather enjoy it because the matches were rather good. Though some of them came off as like, why is this happening? The stuff with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn was great. I liked it. The stuff with Baron Corbin and AJ Styles was really good. Yes, we did have that weird promo with Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. And like I said, I'm going to see where they're going to go with this whole Rowan and Harper thing. I liked the stuff at the beginning with the Usos and the New Day, and then the rest of the tag team division to go along with it. I thought that was some good stuff as well. I thought there were some good things here. I definitely do. And we'll see where they continue on going along with everything down the line here on SmackDown. I thought this show was a lot better than some of their other showings that they have done over the past so many weeks. And definitely kind of getting themselves back on a little bit of a right track or something in that sense. It's just like, we'll see where some of these stories go, or where they're going to be going with potential storylines down the line here. So with that being said, everyone, that's everything I got for SmackDown this week. I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed everything, and have a great rest of your day.